Hello and welcome to this week's RCS Podcast. We begin this week with an update on our phased reopening of the school. Since Monday, 84 students in Year 10 have accessed lessons on site. We're also now covering a broader range of our curriculum with more subjects added to the provision. These lessons continue to be staggered and are split across two zones. In Zone 3, we also have been able to increase student numbers and staffing for key worker students in Year 7 to Year 9. We're grateful to all the staff and students involved for making this run so smoothly so far. Year 6 students in our feeder schools have been enjoying subject taster lessons this week. Each faculty in school has created a video to introduce their subject and staff and provide an activity so students know what to expect in Year 7. Subjects covered this week include Performing Arts, PE and English, with more to follow next week. Videos from all subjects can be found on the Transition 2020 page on our website. Last week we collected engagement scores for every student across subjects to see how well they've been working remotely at home. After analysing the results, we discovered that two of our Year 10 students, Curtis Yip and Kimiko Utley, had achieved a score of 10 out of 10 in every single subject. This is the absolute gold standard for independent learning and just goes to show what incredible role models these two students are. It was great to see another 32 students nominated for Student of the Week this week. As always, they've been chosen by their teachers for going the extra mile and exemplifying the Rawmarsh way. A special well done to two of our Year 8 students who have stood out this week by achieving nominations in two subjects. They are Paulina Mesavasia for History and Literacy and Hakeem Muzaffar for Social Studies and Graphics. In last week's podcast, we told you about Alice Blood, who was competing for RCS in the UK National Schools Dance Competition 2020, and we're delighted to hear that Alice finished second in her category. This is a wonderful achievement, especially given the high level of competition that she faced. Here's a clip of her dance from the final round of the competition. Another familiar face to this podcast is Alana Kennedy, who has this week received a medal for her latest virtual fitness challenge. Alana has previously walked the equivalent of Hadrian's Wall during lockdown, but has now clocked up over 200 miles. We can't wait to hear about your next big achievement, Alana. Very well done. In ICT this week, Mr. Trina has set his students the creative challenge of building their own PC out of whatever materials they liked. There were some fabulous designs, but Leo Harrison stood out as Mr. Trina's winning design. Mr. Cawthorne has been full of praise for Kieran Price this week in Year 7, who has excelled in science. As well as being a real presence in online lessons, Kieran did a wonderful job of creating a creature that could survive in an imaginary habitat. As you can see in the picture, Kieran had thought long and hard about his annotations. In social studies lessons this week, Mrs. Mayfield has been promoting active citizenship and helping students to learn a new skill by becoming a first aid champion. Doing this is not only a life skill, but also earns you Bronze Standard as part of the Rawmarsh Pledge. Another way of learning a new skill this week is by watching our latest Doc of the Week, which follows one man's journey to learn to speak Spanish in just 6 weeks. This 30-minute programme is full of useful hints and tips to help you become fluent. Visit RCS Tube to find this and our previous documentaries, which cover a wide range of topics from across the curriculum. We'll be back next week with our penultimate podcast of the school year. Thanks for listening.